Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Tashyana Mirana Sutyon from the third group. Now our material is kinds of testing and assessment. Okay, here as a speaker one, now I would like to talk about kinds of testing. Okay, as we know, a test is used to examine someone's knowledge of something to determine what that person knows or has learned. So it can also be said that testing is the time of taking the test. So let's move to the point. What are kinds of testing? Okay, generally there are 8 of testing. There is direct testing. So this testing is said to be direct when the student is required to perform directly the skill which we wish to measure. So this testing make teacher know how well the student abilities which we wish to measure. So for example, teacher asks student to write composition because the teacher want to know how well they can write composition. Then if we want to know how well they can pronounce a language, so we ask them to speak like that. Okay, next the second, there is indirect testing. So indirect testing attempts to measure the abilities which underlie the skill in which we are interested. So here, firstly, teacher have to give task to students. So from that, teacher know their skill. Example, we test pronunciation ability by asking students to identify pair of words which rhyme with each other. Okay, next the third, number 3, there is object testing. Objective testing doesn't require judgment on the part of the score because scoring here is objective. We call objective because the assessment is objective. It means whoever correct the objective test will have the same result because the answer key is clear and defined. So example in this testing like multiple choice. There is the fourth or number 4 is subjective testing. Subjective testing requires judgment on the part of the score because scoring here is subjective. So the grades in subjective testing depend on the impression. So different from objective testing. If objective testing, the result must correct because the answer is clear. But if in subjective testing, the result must be opinion or explanation. So teacher can be give score like that. So this testing also require answer that are discussion or word nature. Example from this testing can be essay test. And next, the fifth or number 5, there is oral testing. It means test lisan. Oral testing is a test that answer of student in oral form. So student will answer question in their own language or their own word according to the question or command given. So example from here can be speaking, like student like no, like teacher give student random question, so student must be answer fastly and not memorize answer firstly like that. Okay, the sixth number six, performance testing. According to Stickness, say performance test is a form of test that student to take to carry out special activities under the supervision of an examiner who will observe his performance and make decision about the quality of demonstrate learning outcome. So it means performance test is the student answer in the form of behavior, action, or deeds. It means we give to student task, but we have to ask student to answer with demonstrate their answer, or the student must be answer with some action like that. And number seven, interactive testing. Interactive testing include many language elements in the completion of a task. It can be like writing a question, taking notes while listening to a text, and completing a closed passage. And the last, there is criterion reference testing. So here means this testing is to classify students according whether they are able to perform some task satisfactorily. It means this is the last of testing. So after we give student some task, we classify them with their ability. So if they good, they can pass. If don't, they can be fail like that. So as a teacher, we must measure student progress in the term of meaningful criteria. Okay, that's all from me. If I have some mistake, I'm so sorry.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Rahayu and I want to explain about the types of assessment. But I want to explain what is the assessment. Assessment is a process which follows a set of 4 components. And these 4 components are plan, do, check, and act. It is a process to evaluate students' performance. The first is formative assessment. Formative assessment helps teachers understand students' learning while they teach and adjust their teaching strategies accordingly. Formative assessment helps you to track how student knowledge is growing and changing in your classroom in real time. Some example of formative assessment include like portfolios, group projects, progress report, class discussion, and try and exit tickets. The second is summative assessment. Summative assessment it contributes to the final marks given for the unit. In addition, it provides data for selection for the next level. The next is work integrated assessment. This type assessment is where tasks and situations are closely associated with what you experience. It helps to develop students' skills and capabilities along with educational development. It's designed according to the need of the teacher. And the next is diagnostic assessment, intended to improve learners' knowledge. Next is dynamic assessment. It measures what students can achieve when teach about unfamiliar topic. For example, can we teach students Spanish for a short while? Yeah, and it helps to see how students who don't have prior knowledge adopt it. And then synoptic assessment. It gives confidence students to unit elements of their learning from different parts of a plan, and so they build up knowledge and chock-full of a topic or subject area. It basically enables students to show their talents and skill. And the next is criteria reference assessment. The performance of every student is judged by specific principle. In addition, they should avoid normative thinking because it can affect judgment. And the last is positive C. It measures the performance of the students in comparison to his previous performance. Maybe just it from me. I'm so sorry if there are mistakes. And the last, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah.